This is Sanja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sanja.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sanja?
Welcome to another episode of Random Ish with Sanja. How you living? How you living? Hope all is well with you and you had a great week. I did good times this week. I did a restaurant party. It was like a holiday thing at an Egyptian restaurant, and they had a belly dancer and this singer, her name Bailey. Hey Bailey, she was super cool, very talented. Good times that I had over there, and of course it was Valentine's week. That was a good time. I enjoyed Valentine's with myself. Yes, I don't know. Did I actually buy myself anything? Well, my ring came back, so that's good. So I guess that counts as a Valentine's Day present. Hello. Yes, you got to treat yourself, girl. Got to love yourself, but never hating on love because, love is a beautiful thing. And I'm very inspired. The following day after Valentine's Day, giving you all the information of what I did this week, right? Went to this meeting with Google Growing Your Business and So what was cool is they were giving us all of this information about how to use different features for improving your business and yada, yada, yada. One of the things that they were talking about is that we could find out about, trends and things like that. And so she informed us what the most searched word of the week was, and that it was, what is love? And I was extremely intrigued by that, I thought it'd be like, Kim Kardashian or, the Trump, the wall, like many things, everybody else was guessing. But it was actually, what is love? And that made me feel, I was like, oh, there we go. Episode right there. Inspiration. I feel like I'm so on the track of like, we need to talk about relationships because the high divorce rates, and obviously people are questioning what is love. And I feel like that's the whole reason why relationships are not working is because people don't know what love is, I remember one time, oh man, my daughter was like, I think she was like 5 or 6, right? We were driving down the street in Kansas, and I just got this car, and I said, ooh, I love this car. My daughter got so mad. She was like, well, if you just love this car, then marry it then. And I mean, she was mad. You know what I'm saying? and then I was like, I am so sorry. And then I explained to her that, the love that I was saying about the car was not the same kind of love that I had for her. And then she was like, well, why don't you say that you like the car then? And I was just like, oh, damn, I just got schooled by a 6-year-old. I think that might be why people are looking up what is love. So I think we might have to do like a little series on this, So today I want to talk about, how we're meeting people. Because, I was in a relationship for, a couple of years and I, some kismet I felt, it was great, but then it wasn't. And so that's done. I've been single for the past couple of years and, been dating, but not really. But like I've been, I've been explaining to people that like I just wanted to be free for a while, but now my interest is like peaking about, getting a little more serious rather than having a lot of the extreme fun I'm having. But I want to do it the right way. So I'm kind of, open to hearing, people's ideas and things like that. And I'm interested in finding out what's going on, how people are doing it, what's happening out there. Are you meeting on apps? Is that what you're supposed to meet people? Because I meet people all the time, but girl, I don't even be realizing when people are hitting on me. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want to find out. So how are we meeting people? And then when you do meet somebody, how soon is too soon? Like, when are we getting physical? The other reason why I'm asking this is because I love how these things are just placed to me, right? So the next thing I saw on a show I like to watch was Dr. Jen. Hey, what's up, Dr. Jen? She's a great relationship coach. And again, because Valentine's week, right? So she was talking about, basically when you're ready to meet somebody, how are we doing this? Kind of the same conversation. And she was explaining, basically that it takes 18 months to get to know somebody. You don't need to wait 18 months to get it in, but that you definitely want to like try to take your time and, one night stands are great. But if you're like looking for a serious relationship, starting with the one night stand is not exactly the most, anything can happen, There's always an exception to the rule, right? So, with that being said, I kind of just wanted to hear from a couple guys what their opinion is, because there's always what we should do when you're in the actual moment, when you've met somebody and you're like, and sparks are flying, and what happens then, does anybody actually talk about, so what are you looking for? Oh man, I don't know. So I'm going to ask a couple of guys and get some male opinions, because I think that anything is possible. I think that now in 2019 that, women are taking the time with it. Just because we have sex does not mean that we're a man. You remember back in the day when the comedians, like, it would be that we slept together, now you my man. Well, honey, I don't know. No. We ain't doing that now. I feel like times have changed. So let's talk about it and get some male opinions about, how you meeting people and when are we really getting it in. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk to our first person, our first guy right here. For fun, I put a filter on his voice.
How you doing this morning? I'm fine. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, you're very, very welcome. Thank you for being on. I appreciate it. You gotta always have a man's opinion. It's it's always more than what you think it is. So I got a question for you. Are you dating? You're out? You're doing your thing?
I'm single. I'm out. I'm dating. I'm living my best life right now.
I know that's right. Living my best life. So let me ask you a question. Right now, how are you meeting chicks? Are you meeting people through people? Are you doing like an online thing?
No, I just meet people, in the gym, out in the community, stuff like that. I just meet them in all walks of life, just, daily life.
That's the easiest type of way, I guess it is. But you know what? Everybody's kind of doing things in different ways. So my question to you is, so say you meet somebody and sparks are flying and you guys go out on a date and everything's cool and chilling. How soon is too soon? Like, from a guy's perspective, can you tell if a girl is doing the whole like 3-date thing or 90 days? Do you run into, are those things real? Are you running into things like that? Or are chicks more on the, like, just getting in it on the first date?
I mean, it's it's a 50-50, everybody's not, every situation is different, but, to answer your question, as to, when is, the right time to engage in sex, I believe if there's a physical attraction, and it's done responsible and it's done clean and it's done safe with the consent of both parties and participants, then it's up to them. Society, nobody outside of them can determine when is the right time for them too. If they have a connection and firecrackers and sparks are going and they want to kiss and go get a room or you come back to my house, as long as it's consensual and they both are in agreement and it's safe and nobody is being harmed, then I'm in agreement that, hey, it is what it is if you have that attraction.
Right? There's nothing wrong with, see, I was watching this show and Dr. Jen, she was referring to the fact that the question was, is it possible for relationships to begin from one night stands? Because sometimes the reality is you go out with people, and what her advice is to always try to slow it down, because when you get involved with somebody right away, then it puts like the shiny new car smell on everything, and you don't really see them for who it is. And she was suggesting that you're supposed to slow it down. Now, there's always been this classic rule of waiting 90 days. Remember Steve Harvey, Think Like a Man, do love that movie. Giving it that probation period. Do you think that's even realistic? That, I mean, unless maybe you live like far apart, that it would take 90 days before.
I mean, that's quite a long time. Depends on how many dates you've been on, how's the conversation gone, that type of thing, but I can't see, going and waiting 90 days and we've gone on multiple dates and had wine and things that can loosen us up and, and we're having a good interaction with each other. I would say 90 days is an extremely long time. especially if it's a physical attraction, both mentally and physically. 90 days is a long time, just in my view.
Okay, good.
I could be wrong.
I agree with you because I think listen, if you meet somebody and it is what it is, I've had relationships that have started from one night stands where you met somebody and it is what it is and then you just stayed together for, years. You know what I mean? I've had that. I've had relationships where it took a long time before anything happened. I do agree that, it's all depending on what the situation is, but it is always fun to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Thanks for giving your opinion. Hey, what's going on? All right, so as you know, we are in the middle of, here you go. You have a tendency to hold it. All right. So we're in the middle of asking people about love and, well, not really so much about love, but about how are they meeting people and how soon is too soon? Like, when are people supposed to be getting down? Not as supposed to, but, what's the norm? What's happening? And so I'm asking a couple of people. Got another friend here with me. What up? How you doing? We talk about a lot of different things. We conversate a lot. Love our conversations. So we're sitting here chilling. We blowing. And we already kind of was talking about this a little bit, about, I know, we should have been recording already. From now on, whenever you walk in my house, I'm just going to hit record.
We're talking about something. It's only right.
It's only right. From now on, it's just what's happening. But we were conversating on about, the relations between male and female and how it is now. And it's like, I for some strange reason, even though I've been dating for a while, for many years, I've been in relationships and all of that, and I got out of a relationship, I think it was 2 years ago now, right? Yeah. Okay, so I've been single for 2 years. For the first year, I was like, dude, I was telling you all the time, I was like, I don't want no man, fuck that shit.
From the get-go.
Fuck a man, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have fun. Just, you know what I mean? I just want to, woo! I'm out here swinging my shit. You know
That's it. Respect it.
Oh, man. And I've been, it's definitely been an interesting time period. I'll say that. Now it's 2 years later and I'm kind of like feeling like interest. Take a bitch a long time, right? 2 years. Well, wait, what show was that? I think it was Sex in the City, where Charlotte said, I brought back Sex in the City. Charlotte said that you're supposed to be in mourning for your past relationship for like half the time of whatever the fuck that you were together. So since we were together for like, 3-4 years or some shit like that, I needed 2 years of getting over this nigga, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I am. I don't think about him that much, every once in a while. The D was good. See? Fuck! You know what I'm saying?
You wanna know what's crazy about that? Chicks told me it's hard to find good D too.
You know what it is? It's because it's an energy thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta find somebody who's you're both on the same level. Yeah. You can communicate together. The drive is the same. Finding man.
Exactly. So is she right or wrong? In the way she's right?
It's okay, I'm going to say it like this. Finding good D is not hard. Finding consistent, steady D is hard. Because even in a person who's got good D, that motherfucker shit is not necessarily consistent. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So that's really what it is. It's being able to that consistency with two people, like, because you're on the same page, you're on the same wavelength.
Y'all
you know
rocking,
what I mean?
y'all rocking,
rocking and shit.
Everything right. Everything right.
But just because everything right, it doesn't mean that everything's right.
Right.
That's
why
I can't stand that. That is not okay. That is not okay. You should not have great sex with somebody that you are not like compatible with. Like, seriously, it should just be like, it should be a red flag from the jump. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not compatible with that person, it should just be bad.
But sometimes you gotta take that chance.
I know. But sometimes that's when it's always the best. I'm just saying. At least you'll have fun. It's usually a nice
experience,
fun, right?
Everything is an experience. You feel me? Don't judge your books by its cover. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. I was asking you about that the other day.
Listen, man.
Oh man.
Just because I'm skinny and short and all that.
Right.
Listen, man, my shit hang. I'm gonna put it out there. My shit hang, and the chicks know it too.
Oh man, speaking of the chicks knowing it, so you're a single dude and you out here, you're doing your thing, right?
Yeah, of course.
We always talk about that. So now I got 2 questions. I went to this Google meeting. I don't know if I told you. So I went to go and see that Groke thing, right? And the lady up there told us what the most searched word of the week was. And I was surprised that it was people were searching what is love. I was like, what is love? Yeah, for Valentine's. And I'm just kind of like, okay, well, I get it, but I don't get it. Are we really asking that?
Should know by now.
We should know by now, I would think, So that just got me to thinking about, love and, people and relations and dating and fuck the relationships right now, right? I'm just talking about how we meet people in general, like how are we meeting each other, what
brings
people
that
together?
You meet? What brings y'all in the same place at that same time? Like,
how did that shit happen? Like, are we meeting between friends? A lot of people that I've dated have been through work and shit. Like, I knew them or somebody else. You know what I mean? It was,
I hear that's the worst. Dating somebody at work,
you
see them all the fucking time.
All the time.
And then when you get out of work, yeah. What, you want to come over now, too?
Here you are again.
Yeah. I can't get rid of you.
Yeah,
I can't get rid of you.
I personally also like
Everybody
to date outside
space.
the city. That's my personal
That's your
thing.
yeah.
That's my thing. I don't date motherfuckers that live in the same town that I do because
too small.
I don't want to see you. You know what I'm saying? I already know. Right, because I already know that this is probably not going to be something that's really serious. So you know what I'm saying? So it's just, anyway, motherfuckers is like, oh, that how it is? No. Oh my God. Anyway, so listen, let's say that you've just met a chick. All right?
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, when are you guys getting it in? Is it like, are you finding that females or who's in control of that shit right now?
It all depends how it's going, and it depends on what type of chick. Did you meet a thought? Did you meet a classy chick? Did you meet a woman? Did you meet a girl? You know what I mean? It's levels.
There's
so
levels
it's like,
okay.
it depends how it is.
Right.
I mean, for me personally, once you start talking, I'm a talk. It ain't gonna be quiet and nothing. I'm gonna spark conversation right off the rip soon as I meet you.
Right.
And I'm throwing jokes in there.
Right.
And I might throw little subliminals at you to see if you catch it. Now, if you catch it and hold on to it, I'm in beast mode now.
Right.
Now I'm switching up.
Right.
All right, see, now I know I could. Yo, you hungry? Where you want to go? I got a spot for you. I might bring you just the Fridays, but I'm gonna make sure that steak was so good. You. And then it depends if you drink, even if you don't. If you drink, if you smoke, like what? Like I'm gonna show you a good time. While you with me, you're gonna have a good time.
Right.
And I don't feel like that's like me tricking or nothing. That's just me being me.
Right. You just like to have a good time and extend that out.
Exactly. If I eat, you eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get something to eat and have you spend your money and you with me. Nah.
Right.
We rocking.
Well, then in that case, so you it used to be, now things have changed, but it used to be back, that when a guy is doing that he's then, therefore, I don't know if expectation is really the right word or, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the night, now it's getting it in. So let me ask you a question. Is that still, because you're my friend, I know I don't really feel like you're really a guy who's like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really feel like you're like that.
I do that though.
But you do that though. You know what I'm saying?
But I ain't going crazy. It's like you'll get something to eat if you smoke or drink. We'll get a bottle and we gonna smoke if you smoke. If you don't, we're just getting something to eat. Yeah. We might go bowling or something, but I'm gonna do it if I feel like doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Regardless of what's happening.
I'm gonna feed you regardless. You're gonna get fed.
Yeah.
You're gonna get fed.
Right, I know that about you. So let me ask you a question. So then how long, so if you, okay, so we're just having fun you're just having fun.
Just chilling.
Living, right?
Yep.
You meet a girl and, you're not necessarily feeling it.
I'm not feeling her?
Or, I don't
shit
necessarily.
a little awkward.
She's a little awkward,
right.
you know what I'm saying? But you still like her though, you know what I'm saying? So, how soon is too soon? Because you know that even when we meet people that shit's a little awkward, motherfuckers still be sleeping together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it depends.
The
You know what I mean?
vibes.
It goes off the vibes. So
And the
what's your
energy,
average?
You know?
What do you feel like we are girls doing this like 90-day waiting thing? Are people doing this like see, here's the reason why I'm asking, right? I was watching TV. I was watching Daily Pop, one of my favorite shows, and this doctor came on, and they were talking about, you know, because of course Valentine's week and everything, and she was talking about when you're meeting people and how sex changes everything, right? And that once you have sex with somebody, that it puts you in this like dopamine state where red flags that you would normally notice, you don't notice because you're all like, you know,
blinded by
the sex
dick.
is good. They're blinded by the D, you know what I'm saying? Or blinded by the P, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
So and I was just like, damn, and this, my dude, do you know how, now she didn't say that you're supposed to wait 18 months, but she said it takes about 18 months to be able to really get to know a person. So our jobs is that if we're really wanting to get into something serious, that we're supposed to take our time with it and really get to know somebody. And I'm like, how the hell are you supposed to wait that long? You know what I mean?
18 months.
18 months. 18 months. Now here's the thing. Now because you're my boy, you know damn good and well that technically I could do that.
If you
know what I mean?
wanted to.
If you want to, you know
But
what I mean?
But I feel though, you wait 18 months, you know, y'all rocking, but then you know how everything good when y'all not living together. Say y'all move together and y'all can't stand each. Now
Right.
you done wait 18 months and y'all can't stand each other.
Right? That's
So
crazy.
and then once y'all break apart from not living together and going back to your own, it don't be the same.
Right.
Everything is off balance.
Right. So there's no too soon. Are guys, are we having any more of the, because again, back in the, you know, I'm going to say 90s, early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? It was like if women sleeping on the first date, you know, and again, this is something she advised against, you know, I have been in relationships where it started first day, boom, and it, you know, that's how that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I've had those. I've also had courting relationships. I know that there's no right and wrong to it. We're not looking for anything like that, you know. I'm just very curious as always as to what people are actually doing versus the advice that we are sometimes given from the professionals. You know what I'm saying? Like what we supposed to do. What you're supposed to do is take your time with it and go on, have what did Steve Harvey said, fucking 90 days. You know what I'm saying? You know, wait a week or at least a month, 30 days. I used to think on some, it's 30 days at least. Like, can I get to know you, motherfucker? You know what I mean? Of course, but then reality sometimes is different. You know what I'm saying? You see a motherfucker, maybe you're not going to see that person again. Yeah. So then, you know, you like, well, fuck it. This is some kismet shit, you know? So
I don't think there's nothing wrong with a one night stand. It's all how you do it, you know?
Yeah. Do you think one night stands can turn into relationships?
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course.
Now listen,
because it start off as sex, I think.
Yeah.
Certain situations it might start off as sex, but then after that, sometimes it depends on the people. It could bring you closer or it could drive you away.
Right.
But if it brings you closer, you rock with it. And even it be times that could happen, and they still messing with each other, now she your girl. Then she could even be your wife one day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you ain't gonna be like, oh, you a hoe, I fucked you on the first day. Nah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like guys say that. But I also feel like women say it, but sometimes mean it, but might not necessarily mean it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what it feels like for a man to have sex because I'm not a man. You know what I mean?
Of course.
You know what I mean? So I know that as a female, I have an ability to compartmentalize and, like, you know, separate things. And I feel like way more females are beginning to have that ability as well. But I do know that you have to do it in a certain way because I'm a female. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a female, like, I got to do it a certain kind of way. I can't just, you know, be all crazy, you know what I'm saying? And be all everything with everybody, because that's how feelings start. You know what I'm saying?
You in your feelings,
you start getting in your feelings and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Early,
you know, man. Early. So are people falling in love like quick? Is that possible? Like, because, you know, we see some crazy, I'm going to use, we see crazy stories where people are meeting and then falling in love and getting married. You know what I'm saying? And just, like, you know, right off the rip, you know. Again, you can't really judge because you're not in that person's place or anything like that, but I'm like, as high as the divorce rates are, this is why I love to keep on talking about relationships. You know what I'm saying? It's just because if we were getting it right, which I don't think it's about getting it right, and it's lovely to talk about.
Sex. You gotta have other things to come with it. You gotta have a nice personality.
Right.
Everybody got a wild side to them. I don't care who you is. Everybody got a wild side or another side to them. Once you could co-op with both sides, you're compatible. I feel.
Right.
Because if you could understand or take it while she mad, all right, and she could do the same with you, and she know what to do and what to say to you. And y'all both mad like that.
That's what
compatible.
Listen, that's what
still
I feel
communication like. Without talking.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best way to find out if you can really be in a relationship. Once you see him mad, and you guys see how that person fights, now you can know. You know what I'm saying? Because everything's golden until people start,
of course,
you know what I mean, doing what they do. It's like, what? You know. So I do agree with what the doctor was saying, because it does take like hopefully ain't nobody fighting. I think if you fighting right off the bat, then that's probably a motherfucking problem. It ain't good for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Keep it pushing, because it ain't worth it.
It ain't not. You know what I mean? We can't be having every day.
For both of them.
You know what I mean?
But I also think, I'm not taking no sides or nothing, but I think everyone been hurt in relationships.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think more females been hurt. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of females that's out here that's like, I don't want, not desperate at all, but just so hurt and want to be loved. And when they meet somebody that's doing something different, it's like they give they all again.
Yeah, they cling to it.
You know what I mean? And try to hold on to it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like, everybody know you're supposed to love yourself first. But
that's right.
Chicks are very emotional. Women are very emotional, and they get attached real quick. Mm-hmm. And they be in their feelings early. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because ain't nothing wrong with a woman loving a guy.
Right. Just
make sure he love you back the same way. Even if he don't love you back the same way, make sure that nigga love you and doing what he supposed to do and treating you right. That's it. Right. Even if he mess up, I'm sorry. Even if
you can swear
even if he fuck up,
yeah,
like, it's still, we only human,
right? I mean,
you know
and nothing is actually
and no
perfect.
tick for tat,
right?
That's
the tit for tat. Well, I definitely could be a tit for tat motherfucker for sure. I'm like, I think that's what you just said was very eloquently put. You know, it's very.
I'm just being honest, because I know I done hurt women and they still love me, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I try to be around, but it's never the same, and it's like, I don't want to do them dirty, because most of them got kids, too, especially if the kids love you. That makes it even worse.
Right.
That makes it even worse.
Well, I think that women have we did a show before about what men want. And I read this post from a gentleman who was saying that men have more of a tendency to get with the women, get married when they're ready to, versus because they've fallen in love with a specific woman. And I feel like women love differently. Women will be like, ooh, I love you specifically. But I do think that sometimes women will transfer feelings from other relationships into a new one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you meet a guy and he reminds you of, but he's better than, you know what I'm saying? I just think that that's something that we might do accidentally, you know, even if you have worked on it, you know, we do tend to, you know, have patterns, you know? So I think that sometimes the reason why relationships are like, you know, wow, and then, you know, catastrophe is because you are running into this relationship with feelings from before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just want to be in love. You know what I'm saying? Because you loved it.
Slow
you know what I mean?
down.
Yeah, you know, like, chill out. Like, I can't even lie. Like, some people will be like, oh, Sandra, I can't believe how strong you are. And it's just like, it has nothing to do with that. If you just pay attention to yourself. Now, before, you know what I mean? I think that it was more important to me about being in a relationship, like finding that. Now I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm good, and I know it will come. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm not looking for it. Like, I'm not trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to with every guy that I meet, wonder if he's the one and no,
Let it happen.
I just want to have fun. And as I see that, maybe this is not a situation I want to deal with, it's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, that means you're a horrible person or anything like. No, it's just that that's not something that I want to deal with, and I don't really need to. I'll voice it, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta take that.
It is what it is.
That's being real.
Looking for love. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so many people. I cannot believe that. What is love? The number one search on Google. And I think that we all are looking for love, but at the same time, like I told you,
just a different time.
There's just different times for it. And I feel like, it's just a subject that, you can never grow tired of talking about, because I mean, every single day when I see older people in relationships, I always wonder, how in love are they? Or are they staying together for convenience? I was watching this movie the other day, and this guy said to the girl, she was like, would you just, because they are having a little bit of a disagreement, and she was being confused, we'll say. And I was watching, the fuck is that Tiffany Haddish movie? Nobody's Fool.
Okay. Fool.
Yeah, so I just watched that. And the guy, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? But, anyway, so he's all mad at her. But he says, I love your sister, right? And then he storms out, and she's like, but you just said you love me. And he was like, love's not enough. And I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is
love's not enough. So.
That's real shit, because you can love somebody, but... And then I'm like, but that don't even make no damn sense. I think that's some stupid shit that's some stupid shit that sounds good, so we just said that shit so that we ain't got to do the motherfucking work. You know what I mean? To keep a motherfucking relationship going. You know what I mean? I love you, but it ain't enough. No. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, what the fuck do you mean? What more do you need? Want? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you kidding me? If you really loved yourself and you loved me, then that would be enough. You know what I'm saying? That means we'll give each other some space and we'll come back, But anyway, I digress. See, this is why I love you. You know what I'm saying? Because we be talking about this, and then we start talking about something else, but it's still related to to that. So
it's still in the loop.
In the loop. You know what I mean?
That's all.
I really need to find a female's opinion, but I am the female, so there you go. How about that? You know,
it works out.
And my opinion is that I don't really feel like relationships start from one night stands. Because the relationships that I have been in that did start from one night stands, they were great, but I'm not still in them relationships. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you're not still in the other relationships.
I'm not still in those other relationships either. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a 50-50 split. You know what I mean? And again, it's just something interesting to talk about, and to hear how people did fall in love once they have, met their person, you know what I mean, that they want to spend the rest of their lives with. It's very interesting to hear their stories about how they did fall in love, you know what I mean? And maybe that'll be another episode too, you know what I'm saying? So now that we asked what is love and how people meet and how soon is too soon, you know what I mean? And does having sex too soon mean that your relationship is doomed? No. Does having sex in a long, waiting 30 days mean that it's going to, make it into a relationship? No. So there's really no rhyme or reason to any of this. Well, damn it, yo. I'm in here trying to enter into this damn dating world and trying to do it in a nice, healthy way, and I'm still standing in the same motherfucking place I was standing before. That's just the way sometimes it goes. All right. We'll talk to you another time.
This is Sanja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sanja.
Oh, yeah. Yo, what up, Sanja?